everybody, I am Joel Fries and we are Silver Arrow Cars, and the mission I have accepted today is one of the most pleasurable ones in a car I think I will have. This beautiful, absolutely stunning, and extremely well driving car I'm behind the wheel of today is our beautifully restored by Rudy and Company 1961 Aston Martin DB4 Series 3, one of just 165 cars built of the Series 3 DB4 by Aston Martin for the world, and probably only half of that, so maybe roughly 70-80 of the cars were actually left-hand drives like this. And then one step further, this car was sold brand new by Plymley Motors in Vancouver, British Columbia. Get out of the way, dear. Not you. Sold new by Plymley Motors in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and for the most part, never left. Changed hands to great collectors and stewards of the car over 63 years. The last owner, being our client, purchased the car in 2008 and treated this car, like many of his cars, to a thorough and very high quality restoration, complete restoration, engine, transmission, differential, interior, exterior, everything. Restoration by Rudy and Company. Took 3 years, and there's been 5,500 miles put on the car since. Absolutely stunning car. This is, by no stretch, is the best driving classic car, 50s, 60s, I've ever been behind the wheel of. Everything is tight, everything works, and it is extremely, extremely impressive. There's a lot of nuances to the DB4s and the DB5s and the differences between them. This car being one of 165 built, delivered new in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, lived on the West Coast its entire life, matching numbers throughout, and beautifully restored by Rudy and Company. You would think that maybe looking online, a lot of them are all the same. But I would argue one of the things that makes this car much, much different than all the ones that you see online in stationary photos is that this one has been upgraded to 300 horsepower, runs beautifully, and is an absolute pleasure to drive. So you've no doubt just watched our rolling shots and some beautiful shots of the car while we're out on the drive. Now I'm gonna take the car down this twisty road and put it through its paces. I just wanted to say a couple things before we do that, before I'm driving. Notably, how well appointed the interior is and just how it feels in your hands and under your seat as you're driving. So first off, the transmission was rebuilt along with the differential and the engine when the engine was upgraded. The transmission feels fantastic. It's a complete synchro mesh transmission. All the synchros and all the gears feel fantastic. The gates are so positive and so definite, which is such a nice and refreshing thing. All the different gearboxes of different cars feel differently, but this DB gearbox feels fantastic. It is an overdrive box. You've got a switch here, so clutch in, switch to switch, and essentially you've got a fifth gear for highway cruising. The beautifully finished wood steering wheel feels absolutely amazing in your hands, and the steering box is incredible. It is very precise, has no loose play. It is an absolute dream to drive as well. All your gauges work exactly the way they should. I've got the headlights on. These are your front and rear fog light switches where there's none fitted to the car. Here is your choke. The clock is functioning, however, it's not exactly keeping the right time. The air system works, the vents here down in the two corners. I love the placement of the door handle. You can see it in the corner. It's exactly where you want to go and grab for a handle. You don't want, naturally, I don't think you want to grab into the door, so that's beautiful. The window rollers work exactly the way they should. Here's an important thing to note, is these seats, they actually recline. So there's an adjustment on the side. They don't just fold forward for the rear passengers to enter. They actually do recline, and you can get more of an upright seated position like I like, in which I have the seat set to right now. The lap belts are in fantastic condition. The cushioning of the seat and the backrest does feel like new. That's really impressive. And so those are some of the key things I just wanted to communicate before we're out there and driving. So let's, and the Motorola radio does work. It does turn on. I've got the antenna down for driving, but the AM radio does work and brings in great reception. So without further ado, let's get out for a drive and let's see how this thing goes. I can't say enough good things about how good the gearbox feels. That was rebuilt by a local man that is well known, and he worked for Rudy and Company at the time. But anyway, the gearbox and the synchros feel absolutely fantastic. The gates are very positive, very definite. The synchros feel fantastic. I'm not at all worried about any grind as I go up and down through the gears. Clutch actuation is great. The knurls from these rivets, or the nubs on the back of the steering wheel, feel great. All of them are nice and smooth, perfectly finished. I'll show you how the overdrive works in a little bit. I've got the vents on at my feet. Very little body roll in the car. Of course, this DB4 Series 3, unlike the DB5s, has the larger wheels. So this has the 16-inch wire wheels, meaning less profile to the tire sidewall. The visuals looking across the hood and that big snorkel, or the big scoop, is gorgeous. That scoop is functional, and it's needed to clear the top of the head where the timing chain and cams are. You'll see that when you look through the photos. All right, I'll push it a little bit harder this time. The power definitely feels like a 300 horsepower pull. Of course, this is the original block. This is the original engine. However, it has been bored to 4 liters. And the car, or the engine I should say, was built to a Vantage / GT spec. So instead of 2 SU carbs, it's got 3 Webers, 3 side draft Webers mounted to the engine. It's got updated or Vantage GT spec intakes to go along. That's been port matched to the head. It's got larger valves, intake and exhaust, cams, compression ratio is higher, much different engine, much more power than just a normal DB4 that you may be looking at or you may have driven before. This thing has exceptional power. So we'll do another acceleration. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I hope truly that this has communicated to you exactly how great a car this is. I can't say enough good things about it, both mechanically, aesthetically, interior, exterior, all the rest. So just to recap everything we've talked about, and maybe some things that we haven't, this car was sold new in 1961. This is a 1961 Aston Martin DB4 Series 3 car, one of 165 cars built for the world in the DB4 Series 3. Spectacular car. It was sold new in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada by Plymouth Motors, and it stayed there almost its entire life. The last owner spent a time living in Calgary, so he transferred the car there, but then brought it back after it was restored really close to us, in fact. So completely restored by Rudy and Company, retains all of its matching numbers, both in chassis, engine, transmission, differential. Just an exceptional car. Finished now in tourmaline blue metallic and Aston Martin color over an original spec red leather interior, all of which has been restored. We are selling this car no reserve. We truly believe in it, very thoroughly believe in the car, and that it needs to go to a great home. And for that reason, we are offering it no reserve. We're selling it out of our showroom in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. That said, we can get this across the border into the United States probably within 5 to 7 days of the auction. There's absolutely nothing that should hold it up. The car is 25 years old, enters no problem into the U.S. And all you have to factor in is 2.5% duty and about $700 in brokerage fee, and we can handle all of that for you. And then it's just shipping to wherever it needs to go. So I would like to show you right now, we're in fourth gear, and I'm going to switch on the overdrive, so clutch in. And now we're in the fifth gear, or overdrive. To go back out of it, clutch in, toggle up. And, well, you probably couldn't hear the RPMs change, but it certainly did. So please enjoy, please reach out. We are Silver Arrow Cars. I'm Joel Friesen. You can reach out on the internet, wherever it is you want to get in touch with us, contact seller button, and we will answer every question we can. Such a gorgeous car. I can't wait to talk to the person that hopefully is taking this home. Thank you very much, and good luck.